Better Horses with Ernie Rodina is brought to you by
Silver Spurs Equine and Silver Spurs Saddles.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie the Horse Guy and welcome to this week's episode of Better Horses TV. We got a great show lined up. We're going to start off going to Heartland Therapeutic Riding Center to meet some fascinating instructors and fascinating folks out there. Then we're going to head south a little bit farther down to Brad Lund country, otherwise known as Lundland. And we're going to have a great time there. He's one of the premier ropers, cow horse trainers, not only in the area, but in the country. We're going to get a chance to talk to him and then also see how his son, the G-Man, Garettt, is getting involved in the operation there. Then you're going to also see about a really neat service we have as far as when it comes to fly control around the area. And then we're going to top it off with another episode of Hearty Grub with Cheftel Mark Berkdahl. We're going to take you have a little bit of Southern style cooking with the pork chops, with poke salad, with some just unbelievable sweet potato hash. After this break, come back and join us with Better Horses TV.
You care about your animals and feeding them the best. And that's where Purina's local Kansas City dealers step in, providing you experience, knowledge, service, and advice. Purina feed dealers are people who believe in community involvement and who believe in you. They have a passion for the feed industry and are committed to helping customers unlock the potential of every animal. If you are looking for a trusted source for your animals, look no further than your local Purina feed dealer, your partner in animal care.
One of the main reasons for poor vehicle performance is a dirty fuel system. It can cause decreased fuel economy and actually do harm to your engine over time. By adding Lucas Fuel Treatment to your vehicle, it cleans and lubricates the entire fuel system, pump, carburetors, fuel injectors, and valves as you drive. It also improves your vehicle's performance. It's a non-solvent product designed to protect both gasoline and diesel engines. Lucas Fuel Treatment. It works.
Hi, this is Pastor Frank. And so many times it seems like we live our lives like we are poor. And I don't mean financially. I mean poor in spirit. In the book of Romans, Paul says, "Oh, the depth, the riches, and the wisdom and the knowledge of God." We have access to all of that. We just need to claim it. Dear Lord, help us to claim your riches, spiritual riches, that will sustain us in our lives and that we can be filled with joy. In the name of Jesus, amen. Hey, go out and remember, it's not money that makes you wealthy. It's how you receive the Spirit and how you do things for other people, the fruit of the Spirit. See you next week. God bless.
This segment is brought to you by High Performance Lucas Oil Products.
Hello friends, welcome to this week's episode of Better Horses TV with Ernie the Horse Guy. So excited to be at this facility. It is, in my opinion, probably one of the premier therapeutic riding centers, not only in the area, but in the country.
Correct.
And I'm here with Candy Lamar, who is the director of this great program, and we're so excited to be here.
Thank
what
you.
a great program, and congratulations on what you're getting done. Tell our viewers all about Heartland Therapeutic Riding.
What we do here at Heartland is we serve individuals with special needs and disabilities, starting at age 3 to 60 and over. So we're all about helping people improve their lives through equine assisted activities, which is primarily therapeutic riding.
And as you see out here, we've got some of your students out here with a couple side riders and the one leading. Unbelievable. And I have to say, we were at your event a couple Fridays ago, and just is tremendous the impact it makes on your students and everything from that standpoint, changes them from that standpoint.
Absolutely. We're all about changing lives and helping our riders take what they learn and the skills that they acquire through riding and how that helps them benefit in their everyday life.
Now, this beautiful facility is located just right off 199th and Antioch. It's right at 199th and Antioch. Beautiful facility. And I want to tell our viewers, you're always looking for volunteers and ways that we can help. And my thoughts are, after I seen that a couple weeks ago, is, hey, we need to get you some volunteers. We need to get you some sponsors to get more kids involved in this, because you've got 75 kids right now.
Right. We have 75 riders currently, and we have room for more. But in order to serve more kids, we need money as well as more volunteers. It takes about 200 volunteers a week to put on our classes, and so we're always in need of more volunteers as well as funds. Our horses, they love treats and love, but they have to eat as well, and we have to pay our instructors, so we always need funds to help do that.
And we hope that this will touch you folks like it's touched us, and be involved in here. And Candy, why do you think such the bond that these kids and adults make with a horse?
Our horses are special creatures. In the same way that individuals make a bond maybe with a therapy dog, they make that same bond with horses. The horses don't judge them. They don't care if they use a walker or a wheelchair or the color of their skin, anything. Horses don't care. They're just about interacting with that person, and so they create a special bond in that way.
What's really neat is to see the confidence that these kids have as riders, as far as from that standpoint. And it's got to be pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's great to see our riders from the very first day they come to Heartland. They might be a little timid and apprehensive about getting on a horse, to after they've been here for a few weeks, they gain their confidence. They're learning new skills, and that when you learn a new skills, that's exciting. You get excited about that and gain confidence that you can do that and much more. And so that's how we're improving lives.
There's a saying out there somewhere, something about the outside of a horse and the inside of a man or an inside of a kid. There's a lot of truth in that, isn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. There's a lot of truth to that.
So these two students that you have, they are just making great results, strides forward as far as in building their confidence.
Correct. The two riders that are riding tonight, both of them are making great strides in lowering their anxiety level, learning to calm themselves, and as well as building their strength and balance through riding.
I hope that when we come back after this break that we'll have a chance to talk to one of the parents and to get their side of it, how it has impacted their lives with their students, their kids, and everything from that standpoint. So look forward to coming back. You're watching Better Horses TV with Ernie the Horse Guy. We'll be right back.
What do you get when you bring together one of the biggest names in veterinary medicine with one of the most caring and committed teams of horse health experts in the industry? You get a vaccine portfolio known for its quality and safety, a pharmaceutical line you can rely on to help manage pain and support performance. You get the products, programs, and people of Merck Animal Health.
This segment is brought to you by your independent Purina dealers.
Welcome back to Better Horses TV with Ernie the Horse Guy. We're at the beautiful Heartland Therapeutic Riding Center, having a great time and just really getting to see a neat facility. Of course, we're out here with Candy Lamar, the director, and we got two special ladies here that got two students in the thing. We have Melissa, who's Jackson's mom, and then we have Kathleen, who's Murphy's mom. I got to ask you, to see these kids are just having a blast. What has Heartland Therapeutic Riding meant to you as a family, and Murphy and Jackson? I'll go to you first.
Jackson doesn't get to do any other activities. He's not involved in anything. So this was his thing. He gets to go and do this and be, somewhat do something normal that other kids might get to do. So.
He looks like he's having a blast out there now. Kathleen with Murphy over there, he looks like he's having a blast. And this has been awful important to you?
Oh, yes. This is his fourth year. And he has shown great improvement in following directions. And his anxiety has decreased. And this is an activity that he's excited about going to, and that's something that is...
It's got to mean a lot.
Yes, it does, because it's difficult to get him to go places a lot of times.
And you hit on a good topic as far as by his activities with the horse and this discipline on doing this, it expands onto his other functions at home and everything from that standpoint. Yeah. I want to urge folks as far as one of the purposes of doing this, I think it's a great facility, great instructors, just a great program. There's an excellent opportunity that folks can, as far as be involved, Candy, and make donations, and from anything from horses to hay to feed and stuff like that, to dollars to maybe sponsor someone through a scholarship. My wife and I, like I was telling you, we were at your event the other night, and just just pulled on our heartstrings, from that standpoint. So I would urge you, tell them how they can get a hold of you folks out there at Heartland Therapeutic Riding Center.
Sure, you can get a hold of us through our website, which is heartlandtherapeuticriding.org, or you can email us at info@htrmail.org.
Well, great program, and we appreciate you letting us be a part here at Better Horses TV, be a part here, and hope to come back out again. And congratulations on how the boys are doing.
Thank you.
And congratulations
Thank
on
you.
this great facility. We're gonna. I tell you what, we're gonna let you all go now. We're having a great time out here. We're here at the Heartland Therapeutic Riding Center. You're listening to, watching Ernie the Horse Guy on Better Horses TV.
Your buddy Ron once said he could install your ceiling fan. He couldn't. And that one time, Ron said another chili dog was a good idea? Yeah, it wasn't. So when Ron said you'd never afford a John Deere tractor, you knew better. Now, Ron does too. The E-Series, legendary John Deere quality, unexpected low price.
Stop by and see Heritage Tractor at one of its 9 locations for your John Deere and Featherlight trailer needs. HeritageTractor.com.
Better Horses with Ernie Rodina is brought to you by your friends at Merck Animal Health.
Hello friends, I'm Ernie the Horse Guy, and welcome to Better Horses TV. This segment, you're going to really love it. We're here at Lundland. When I say Lundland, we're talking Brad Lund, one of the premier trainers, not only in the area, but in the country. And Brad, welcome to Better Horses TV.
Thanks for letting me be here, Ernie.
We're glad to have it. We're down around Lacine, Kansas. You've been here how long?
16 years.
16 years, and it all started on a picnic table up in Nebraska at a high school.
Yep.
And everything.
Yep.
But Brad, you've been around. Like I said, you excelled in roping and about every event that's out there. And then now you just recently, last few years, have come on to cow horse. And congratulations on the success you're having there.
Well, thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about your operation.
Well, like I said, we've been here 16 years, and we basically just train rope horses and cow horses right now. The cow horse is starting to be pretty popular now, and we ride a lot of 2-year-olds and progress them towards the snaffle bit fraternity type stuff and things of that nature. We kind of weed through them and try to keep the best ones and go on with, and we'll rope on them others or sell them or whatever.
Winner of 3 super horses, AQHA super horses, which is just unheard of. And to do that in Kansas is even more impressive, with what you did. Talk to us about the AQHA super horse. That really don't you think it really jump-started your career?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The first one I ever won was on, with all probability, a horse that Jim Holland and I owned. The second one, I believe, was on a mare by the name of Shiner's Diamond Jill, a mare that I rode for Garth and Amanda Gardner. And the third one that we won was Melissa Miller's horse, Roostar.
Right. Well, just a tremendous success you've had on that. And, in doing the roping horse, and you are the premier roper. When it comes to roping, there's lots of ropers around, but you not only are a good roper, your horsemanship and the horses, that's what it's all about, on the horsemanship.
Yeah. For the show horse thing, that's kind of what I've excelled in at the AQHA World Show and things of that nature. It's been very good to me.
Now, we just come off a big rain. Normally, this time of day, it's Lundland is like Grand Central Station around here. You got a big following of folks down here roping, and it's all about the relationships you got with your customers.
We usually have people here every day on a day-to-day basis. I usually work cows, cut, and go down the fence in the morning, and usually after lunch we rope all afternoon, till it gets too dark.
And your great wife, lovely wife, Amy.
Yeah, she's kind of the backbone of the place around here. She rules the roost. And then Garettt, he's just turned 17. He helps me.
How great is that to see Garettt?
Yeah.
That for his first few years of his life, he could care less about whether he rode one, and all of a sudden a light went off. Talk about that.
He started riding, I don't know, it's been about 3 or 4 years ago, and kind of got interested in it. He likes the cow horse, he likes to cut, and he's roping pretty good now.
Well, he loves it, and like you said, he's got the bug, and tremendous mentors, you and your wife, and the help around here. What a great opportunity it is for him, and how great that's got to be. Is one of the accomplishments. You can take your cow horses, world greatest horseman competition, and everything else, and put that up with against what bringing Garettt aboard. It's no comparison.
Yeah, and you know, my mom and dad are here, and Travis Stevens, he's been with me for 13, 14 years now, so we've kind of got a pretty good backbone to keep going forward.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to take a break. Folks, just down here by Lacine, Kansas, and your address, you have a website or a Facebook? Or
We have a Brad Lund Performance Horses deal on Facebook.
So
yes.
It's really a big treat for me to be here with you and down here at Lundland, and look forward to coming back after this break. You listen to watching Better Horses TV with Ernie the Horse Guy at Lundland. We'll be right back.
The restoration of live horse and greyhound racing in Kansas will generate over 4,000 jobs, nearly $300 million in annual wages, and $23 million in new annual revenue. Reinvigorating racing at the Woodlands and 3 other Kansas tracks also creates superior destination entertainment districts in Kansas. The Greater Kansas Racing Alliance is working to restore our horse and greyhound racing industries, putting Kansas in the winner's circle. Visit raceforkansas.com to show your support, and let's race for Kansas.
This segment is brought to you by Heritage Tractor and your John Deere and Featherlight Trailer Dealer.
Welcome back to Better Horses TV with Ernie the Horse Guy, and so glad that you could join us. And I'm here with a special young man here. We just finished up talking to your dad. We're here at Lundland, Brad Lund's Performance Horses out here in Lacine, and I'm here with Garettt Lund. Welcome to Better Horses TV.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, I'll tell you what a great story you are and everything else like that, from the standpoint that you're 17 years old.
Yes, sir.
You've been around this environment your whole lifetime, and about 3 years ago you said, I'm getting back into it, and you came in like a storm.
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm very blessed to have the people that I have around me. So.
Well, you got a great dad, a great mom, and great help around here to train.
Yes, sir. Sure do.
Tell us what event did you start off with?
I started off with the roping just a little bit, and I roped for probably about half a year, and then I got into the cow horse, but not the down the fence portion, just the boxing portion, and then I went down the fence after about a show. So.
And you tell me that's your favorite event.
Yes, sir. It's the most fun you can have on a horse, in my opinion, I think, so, that I've done so far.
Well, it's great, and I tell you what, you got a great situation here. And the other thing, not only are you a great young horseman coming up, Garettt, but you started a business that's pretty exciting.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
And it's called Lund Leather.
Yes, sir. I started this in the end of August, and basically, I've always wanted to be in the leather business, and I didn't really know where to start and how to start it. So I bought my first kit from Tandy's Leather at the end of August, and I just started making belts and just headstalls and little things like that at the beginning of the year, and it's just been a success ever then.
So how do they get a hold of Garettt Lund?
I do have a Facebook page. It's called Lundy's Leather, and my phone number should be on there, or you can also message me through there if you want to get something made.
Who's been the biggest influence with you on leather? Because I think your grandpa's quite the artist with some of the stuff he's done with fence post and things.
Yeah, sir. My grandpa, he has been a big influence on the leather thing. Every time I always make something, whether it's a belt or if it's just a practice piece, I always go and show it to him, and he always gives me his opinion on it, and it really, truly means a lot to me.
Well, I'm really anxious for our viewers to see this stuff you're doing. You make this stuff down here by Lacine, Kansas, right here on the ranch.
Yes,
we're talking about Garettt Lund of Lundy's Leather, and we're so proud of what you're doing. And what's your goal in the horse? What you'd like to get done?
You know, my goal in the horse world is I think I want to make the finals at the futurity on a 3-year-old in the non-pro, whenever, if it's this year or next year, but that's one of my goals.
And I'll tell you what, don't bet against him. He'll get there. Thank you so much for tuning in to Better Horses TV with Ernie the Horse Guy, and here with Garettt Lund, Lundy's Leather.
Hi, I'm Donna. This is Ringo. We're with CSI Saddle Pads. I'd like to invite you to ride our new revolutionary FlexPlate saddle pad. We offer a 30-day money-back, ride it, get it dirty guarantee. And the best part of the pad is it's 100% American-made with American parts by American hands.
I've been using CSI pads for 16 years, and there's a reason behind that. It is a total performance system for me. I just can't say enough about them.
For more information, go to csipads.com.
Better Horses with Ernie Rodina is brought to you by your friends at Merck Animal Health.
We're at Brad Lund's down near Lacine, Kansas, and we're in here one of the stalls as far as with your fly system, Brad, that you're using. Talk a little bit about that.
When I bought this place 16 years ago, we kind of had a halfway decent fly system, and then Paul took over, and I think it was last year he redid it all, and it works way more efficient. Obviously, no flies, and it's been a very good experience for me.
Paul Fredericks with United Mosquito here in Kansas City. And in Kansas City, you cover the whole Kansas City area. Wichita, you cover a big area.
Yeah, pretty big area. We work about 3-4 hour radius of Kansas City, whole state of Missouri. We get up into Nebraska, and we just try to. Horse owners got a lot to take care of on a horse ranch, so we just try to take this one thing we can take off your hands.
So, Brad, you see a big decrease in flies with this fly system.
Oh, most definitely. If the power goes off or something like that, and we don't, and it's not working, I know. I mean, within 6 to 12 hours, the flies are swarming in here.
And people ask you get hooked up on a fly system. Do you ever see this guy? I mean, he gives the service, doesn't he?
Well, that's the best part about it for me. I mean, we have lots of horses around here. I don't have time to check it or gone, and Paul just comes, takes care of it, leaves a note what he did, and it's great.
And if you can keep your horses comfortable with less flies on that, that means a lot. And I tell you what, Brad, if it wasn't working, you wouldn't be using it.
That's exactly right. If it wasn't working, we wouldn't use it.
How can they get a hold of you, Paul?
They can look at our website, unitedkc.com, or Facebook, or our phone number is 913-558-3814.
Call the fly man, or the no fly man, Paul.
All right, thank
Paul
you.
Fredericks, thank you.
This segment is brought to you by CSI Saddle Pads.
Hello, friends. I'm Ernie the Horse Guy, and welcome to this week's episode of Hearty Grub with Cheftel Mark Berkdahl. So glad to be here again, Mark, in your wonderful kitchen. Got a great segment. And, folks, if you're looking for healthy grub, you need to change the channel right now because we're all about hearty. And you're fixing a Berkdahl traditional southern fried dinner led off with this poke. Tell us about it.
Well, poke's a weed that grows wild around, and for some reason, most people in Kansas don't really know what it is. That it's edible. People down in Arkansas and Georgia and Louisiana grew up on this stuff. The song Poke Salad Annie, that's what it was written about. Except it's really called poke salad.
Mark, you got all kinds of, we're excited about eating the poke salad, but wow, look at the rest of this stuff you got.
We're going to have a little sweet potato hash. It's just something I made up with sweet potatoes. Kind of goes with the southern style. We did a double breaded, bone-in pork chop, Arkansas cornbread. Arkansas cornbread ain't like the cornbread you're used to. It's not sweet, so it'll be a little different, but I think you'll enjoy it with this meal.
Now, what about the stuff behind there?
That's going to go in the poke as soon as we get all the poison cooked out of the poke.
Looks unbelievable. Now, you can find poke about anywhere?
Yeah, it just grows wild everywhere. Matter of fact, there's a plant. Did you get a picture of that plant?
Anyway, really is great. I'll tell you, one of my favorite meals. It's so great to be here. And I want to tell our viewers out there, too, I hope you're checking out BetterHorsesRadio.com. And we got a Hearty Grub segment right there. All your recipes, you've been coming through really good, getting me all doing your homework, Mark.
It takes longer to do the recipe than it does cook the meal.
I'll tell you, really great. We're so proud to have you. You're real I mean, you're getting quite the fan base with Cheftel Mark's Hearty Grub, and folks, this is going to be a real treat.
Well, the most important part of this poke is you got to get it flushed until the water comes out of it clean. If it's still coming out green, you need to flush it a little more, and I'm flushing it with hot water.
Mark, how long do you cook that?
You need to cook for at least 15 or 20 minutes really hard.
In a boil, pretty much a boil.
A pretty hard boil. Put a little salt in the water, and always put a couple vitamin C tablets in the water, and it makes it keep that green color a little better.
Wow.
I don't know why, but it's something about the acid in the vitamin C tablets.
Now, poke, is it a product that you can buy in the store?
I doubt it. It's just a weed. The Indians used to use it years ago for a little bit of everything, medicinal purposes. The scientists now have discovered a protein in the poke that they think is going to help cure leukemia in kids.
Looks like a poor man's spinach.
It is. It's just a green. By the time I get doctoring on it, you'll like it. But you got to get all the water squeezed out of it, and buy a new one of them.
Hey, welcome back to Better Horses TV, our Hearty Grub segment. Mark, you never cease to amaze me. Another unbelievable meal. Tell us what we got here with the finished product.
We got a little double breaded bone-in pork chop, some mom's recipe, Arkansas cornbread.
Not like your normal cornbread.
This ain't gonna be sweet
It's
cornbread.
mom's cornbread.
It is. It's a little different. You'll love it. And my sweet potato hash, a little bit of here, a little bit of there, and that's what we wound up with. I think you'll like it. And this is the way the poke turns out.
Quite a bit different and everything like that. I see you have a little beverage there you're serving with it.
Brother Scott brought up this Rosemont Merlot, and it's from way southern. It's an Australian wine that'll go really nice with this meal, I think.
Really good. I tell you what, just a great recipe and a southern Hearty Grub segment we got here with this great meal. I can't wait to dive into it, and then we'll talk about the dessert. Unbelievable meal, Mark, and we're not done yet. Look at this dessert that Tina come up with. It's a little bit of a cherry fizzle, we call it.
Cherry fizzle will work with. It looks awesome, though.
Really a great time, great meal, a little bit of southern style here at the Burkdahl Ranch with that pork chop, the hash, and then the poke. You introduced us to poke a lot of us never had before.
You kind of liked it, though, didn't you?
I loved it. It was really great. It was like I said, it was you fixed it right. And I just want to tell folks, you know, we got the Better Horses Network magazine. And you've been putting a little article in there. If you miss these recipes, you can go to betterhorsesradio.com and click on Mark's Hearty Grub, and you can do that. And we got, if not, you get our magazine. We have your segment and your recipe in there. We appreciate you doing it. The recipes are in there. This one here happened to be old-fashioned chicken fried steak. And I want to tell our viewers, I think this is fair. If you got let's say a menu or a meal you'd like to see Cheftel Mark fix, I wouldn't run anything past him. I tell you what, he can get her done and everything. So
I can come up with something sort of a
do that. So you having fun doing this?
I am. I'm having
really a great time, and we appreciate you tuning in to Better Horses TV with Ernie the Horse Guy. And make sure you tune in every Saturday morning. New time for a radio show, Better Horses KC style on KCMO Talk Radio, 7:10 a.m. Or we're talking about 103.7 FM, and that's going to be at 7 o'clock every Saturday morning.
Look forward to it.
On that. But so, folks, let us know what you think. Get a hold of me at Ernie at BetterHorsesRadio.com. We're so glad that you're part of Better Horses TV with Ernie the Horse Guy. Till next week, adios and happy trails, and make sure you always ride for the brand.